A big part of the agency interview process is your general demeanor. What I've learned with a lot of young, very ambitious students is they go into that interview sort of in their most wholesome and pure way because that's how they've been raised. And the agents, at some point, if you make it past the first round or two of interviews and you're going in for the third one, invariably they will ask you, why do you want to be an agent?
Even from your cover letter, they know you've researched the company, you know what they do, maybe if it's an agency, who they represent, if it's a studio, what movies they make, who are the executives there, that you're specific. Each cover letter isn't just a form letter. They want to kind of see a personality and a dedication to really want this job. If you really want it, have you done the homework? I mean, back in the olden days, we didn't even have the internet to Google all of this stuff. It's so easy now that they really expect you to have done the most simple work.
Agencies have been on to you about the fact that everybody's using an agency to get that first boot camp job, and they know everyone's leaving. But the truth is, at that moment, you need to answer like an agent because you're working for an agent and you need to fit into that climate. So the really pure-hearted kids who are at an agency and end up being too lovely in that first interview. They say things like, I want to find that script that will make somebody's career and really change the world, and find a project that changes the dialogue about whatever the topic is. And what agencies are really looking for is kill or be killed.
I hope that you're picking things that you're already passionate about a little bit. Like, I love comic book movies. If you've read 1 million comic books since you were this big and you've watched every movie twice, you're going to go in and do pretty well because you already know it, because it's passionate versus you have to.
They really do pay attention to your internships. They want to see somebody who's worked in an office climate already, so that they know that that person is familiar with sort of general office stuff, how to answer phones properly, how to take a message, what happens when you are also privy to your boss's emails, and how to handle stuff like that, handle lunch reservations, all those things.
People assume that you've done your homework and know the executive that you're going to interview with, etc. So there is a baseline of knowledge that you can just get online.
You would be amazed what a heartfelt and legitimate fan letter can get you. It's really rare. I've worked for a lot of big filmmakers. I've worked for a ton of executives. The number of letters from aspiring filmmakers that show up is really slim. And if it's written well and has a point of view and a little bit of a love for whatever the product is, most times those filmmakers or those executives reach out to that kid.
If I was going in for an interview, I would be watching the assistants who are there, and are they happy? Or are they completely stressed out and at their wit's end? Now, everybody can have a bad day, but if more than one of them is having a bad day, I don't know. Does that mean you don't take the job? Absolutely not. But you know what job you're taking. And you know it's probably going to be a limited time that you're going to want to put yourself under that stressor.
The hard question that we love to throw at them is purposefully hard, meaning they won't know the answer. Early days, back 15 years ago, we always used to ask who owned Paramount Studios, because it had changed hands so many times. You never, I didn't even know who owned Paramount, right? And you would watch them flip out in the interview because there was they weren't sure how to answer. And the ones we loved were the ones who said, I have no idea, but I'm going to get right on that. Can I get back to you on that? And that's all I want in an assistant. That's the perfect sort of can-do moxie that I know will help keep my ship running.